Okay, it is Wolf here, and we recently started the TVOE sequel, Without a Trace, which is The War Never Ends 4. And I play my four characters, Ryan, Celine, Kieran, and Vendetta. And I have been making some eppin' big posts. And I sort of felt like reading them, so here goes the one for Ryan. His first one. Now, man, cracking my voice. I just got done singing the Megadeth song, so... Anyways, here it goes. I ran a hand through my dark hair, thinking. I had been counting the days that had passed since the 5 were taken and the message came to us. Honestly, I had contemplated what it had said, and I had been searching key words. No way was I going to let Trinity go, even without even trying to get her back. In essence, if you believe such a thing, we were soulmates. Another reason I was trying so hard was for the other 4 that had been taken. I wasn't particularly fond of Kieran, but she was Matt's wife. Without her, Matt had gone into a downward spiral. I hated seeing him that way. Mia is Trinity's sister, and both of them are Celine's sisters. Celine has been coping fairly well with their disappearance, but we are all able to tell that she is losing mass amounts of sleep, and it is extremely obvious that Stefan has been as well. The two seem to be on the same wavelength, which might have been a good thing, seeing as they are dating. I myself have been extremely stressed, seeing as Taylor had also disappeared. At least Taylor and Mia had each other. Or I hoped and thought that they would have each other to get through this. Even though I didn't have a mind link with either right now, I could still feel that they were alive. It was frustrating. I needed to talk to Stefan, but I didn't know how much he needed or wanted to talk to me at the moment. And here comes Celine. Hold on a second. Okay, here's Celine. I threw the blanket off me, giving a frustrated sigh. Like Stefan, I had not been sleeping, even with his help. To the others, it appeared as if I was getting some sleep, but only because of the makeup I put on to hide my bags and brighten my eyes. Stefan saw me without those, and I was definitely not the best sight to see. There was no use in trying to hide my lack of sleep from him, seeing as I had been beside him almost the entire time. He had been trying to get me to sleep, but my heart rested so heavy and my mind was so laden with worry that none had come. I stood, rubbing my chocolate-colored eyes. All the things that had happened in these past days had left me a few things. Stressed, cranky, and snappy. Stefan had bore the brunt of my she-bear attitude, and I hated putting it on him. With all the confusing emotions and all my worry, I developed a very bad habit of self-mutilation that Stefan didn't know about. At least I hope he didn't know. And I kept a silver razor in my pocket, for whenever my mind got to thinking so fast that I could not handle it. As I was thinking about it, my hand reached into my pocket, and as my fingers rubbed against the cold metal, I had to fight down a deceitful desire to take it out and run it across the bare skin of my wrist. I drew my hand back out, instead holding 2 pictures. One was of Mia and Taylor, taken 2 months ago. The other was of Trinity, taken about a year ago. Tears welled into my eyes, and distress swelled within my worry-ridden and scared heart. I needed Stefan with me something bad as sobs started to escape my lips. Stefan. And here's Vendetta. My eyes flashed to the others in the room, and I let the uninjured side of my face curl up into a sadistic smile. This was fun. I looked back down, and I noticed that Kieran was in the lulled state of a high. My grin turned into a cocky smirk before I took my jacket off. I grabbed a few knives from the inside of my jacket before setting it down, and I drew out a chain and a piece of cloth from my back pocket. I walked over to her and knelt at her side. I whispered gently into her ear, my free hand traipsing down and caressing her cheek. Would you like the sexual abuse now? She didn't really struggle, though she did give a soft and indignant cry. She was telling me she didn't like my touch, nor my suggestion. How hurtful. Not. I took the rag and gagged her mouth, tying it around her head and not caring if her hair got tangled in it or not. I then proceeded to use the chain I had to connect her bound wrist to her neck, making sure that she would not be able to fight back when I was done and she had come off the drugs. I then proceeded to lean into her ear and whisper softly again, though I'm thinking. Since you are still fighting back, I might just give it to you." Her eyes flashed in unspoken fear, and she tried to shout out through the gag. Her high wasn't a potent one, and she would come off of it quickly, I knew. All the more fun for me. Her feet had already been bound, so she couldn't kick out. I brought up one of my 2 knives before slicing it softly against her throat. A line of crimson appeared where I had cut, and she cried out again, forcing her eyes shut. How amusing. I smiled again before taking my other blade and slicing it gently down where her shoulder met her neck. It wouldn't be fatal, no, not at all, unless I forced the blade down as much as I could. But I couldn't end it now. I was having too much fun. I applied more pressure with my second knife, laughing softly as she cried out more and tried to resist, only making me drive the blade deeper. Sure, she couldn't totally feel the pain, but some escaped through the drug's shield. Here comes Kieran. It's a bit shorter than the others, but I liked it, myself. I didn't struggle as he bound me. I knew it would be a fruitless attempt at the freedom I knew I couldn't have. At his suggestions, I started to struggle. I knew he wouldn't make me pregnant, because my body wasn't capable of that for some reason. Yes, there was a slim chance of me conceiving, but it was a slim enough chance that I knew I wouldn't be regretful for forcing myself to rid my body of the child if it was Vendetta's. Hell, was he even fertile after so many years? I highly doubted it. My body was matched through and through. It belonged to me and him, and no one else was allowed to have it like he was. I gently tried to struggle, but the way he had me bound left me helpless. Damn him! Though when the blade met my neck, even though my mind was fuzzy from the high he had forced upon me, I could still feel the burning pain course through me. I cried out softly, and that cry only intensified when his other blade came down across my tattoo. The cries, however, were muffled because of the gag around my mouth. Damn it! Vendetta would pay, I knew. And there you have it with my latest post on Without a Trace. And ow, 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 foot cramp, ow! Okay, now that that's over, I'm gonna shut up. I hope you liked it!